of the RMR points. Obviously, they're going to have to go quite far in terms of the main tournament itself because they're currently ranked 9th out of 10th on the RMR table. But to lose out to Trasko right here does not show encouraging signs of where they could be in terms of major qualification. And definitely for this particular series, I look at them, even though they have been falling off the edge of a cliff, I feel like they still have at least a little bit of semblance of confidence against Trasko. So I have faith. I have some faith that they can take this series. Probably not, yeah, maybe actually in 2 maps, I think. Mirage and Overpass, those first couple of ones, Mirage picked in by Nemiga, so I have confidence they'll take this map up at the very least as we get to our pistol round. Fast in from the T side line, they make their way to wrap around the corner. See, wonderful first and foremost, the Trasko dead to the hands of Ear. That's a start out, follow up from Temple.
It's a good read to come out from the ladder room position, and Nemiga have got a decent setup of boosting Lear back up into jungle, try and get him out to that ladder room area. Great headshot coming through, and the youngster's got a couple of kills already.
Foster in the back lines, looking up, seeing several T-side players, can't fit towards those headshots, a little bit inaccurate and gets a couple of tags in, and no casualties. Lollipop gets credited with the kill. 2 left in Trasko, both very far away from the B site. One's back in the apartment, so he's a bit closer, but Toxic being all the way out in the Palace position, probably has no chance of getting this retake together. I don't think they have any intentions of doing so either.
And one of the factors we always know about Nemiga is that they're a team that have been together for a very long time. We saw only recently that Spidak got replaced by Idis Balance, also MDS being benched to make room for the academy player of Lear to come forward. Even Lollipop, Jo and Box have been playing together for 2.5 years. This is a team that know each other in and out very well, and even just that setup, it seemed that the newest player of Lear just unleashed, really, the way that he found that first pick out in jungle, got up into the ladder, opened up that short position, overwhelmed the B side, and then from there, just an easy side take. Trasko hold on to a couple of players, bring him into the next round. Nemiga get started. Now, you said you might see a 2-0, Jay. I don't think that's going to happen. I think we are going to 3. I'm still favouring Nemiga, though.
We'll see where the tide turns, of course. We did have the last series down as a unanimous 2-0, and obviously it went 2-1 the other direction. So let's hold out and see how far it goes, but a lot of confidence in my part for the Heart of Nemiga. As we get to the conversion round, of course, by back in for the rifles out for most players. The Deagles on Wonderful and Temple. The FAMASA's in on 2 other players as well. We've got the 5-7 for Foster. The Toxic going to be the first casualty, so one of those FAMASA's already dropped. Zanako hearing several players, their backs are turned actually outside the Palace position. He makes it a triple, and just like that, Trasko might have proved you right.
Just poor clearance coming through from Nemiga. No molly, no jiggle peek out, and just 3 players get absolutely wrecked up by the FAMAS. AK now comes through. This is still recoverable for Nemiga, and they've got a backstab in from Box. He's already been tagged up to 35.
And Mac 10 wrapping over. Donico gets his kill. Quadra out, looking for the ace. Lear turned away from Wonderful, gets caught next up. Great kill. Now being borne down upon by the last 2 CT players here. Shouldn't have much of a chance, much of an opportunity. Grab the bomb at least, try and work in. And he knows that Donico's still backed up here, and Foster actually just takes the face of it at 5-7. This allows any opportunities. Rifles should get gain. Actually, Foster does not recognise where the AK is. And there you go, Trasko 1-1.
Yeah, Donico is one of those guys on this team that has not had any prior experience. You have a look at Toxic and Wonderful. They were part of that whole Project X side. We know that for Temple, played on EC Kiev. You got Foster as well, who played with some of the guys we had up on stream just before, Cyber Legacy and BepZ, even Prosto for a moment of time, whereas Donico, don't really know much about him. We're starting to after that round.
Of course, invest very quickly in for Nemiga here. Got the Deagles, the pick 250s. Mac 10 for Box being the best weapon in. A very fast play coming out. All sorts of util and flashbangs thrown over. Temple getting suppressed back over the Archers. Missed the window against Box. Wonderful can capitalise on the information given up and gets that kill. Joe's got across that bomb back to the site as Wonderful gets a double up. I'll make it a triple perhaps. Foster can get caught off. Temple finally fakes his way forward. Deal to lights bounce. Joe will fall. Same in Lear in a 1 versus 5. Very fast from Nemiga. Very quick. Should have seen a bomb plant, but not really opted to do so. The bomb carrier just extended way too far forward.
Yeah, I'm with you there. When you go for one of those quick B hits with the arch smokes, you want to get that bomb down straight away, and instead Jo almost extends out to market. And dropping that in the open, no one really finding success. Rotations coming in quite quickly. And even for a moment when the arch smokes go down and that FAMAS is sort of trapped behind it, you think to yourself, oh, there's only 1 anchor on B. This is going to be a difficult hold, and instead, in terms of entries, they just don't come through, really.
You get back down to the basic eco in this one, thanks to the lack of a bomb plant. I think they probably would have gotten Glocks in anyway if they had got a bomb plant. It can lead to rifles later on. And a very curious setup as well with 4 players out towards the A site, but the bomb carrier is over towards B. Utility was thrown into the apartments, indicating that Trasko do know what's going on there. There's Donico with his 2 frags on Lear and Joe, just isolating 1v1s given up by Nemiga. Simple picks in for the AK and the triples involved. Lollipop and Box, last 2 players remaining. That bomb's rotated out of that, trying to go towards the A side, but they've lost all sorts of fundamentals here.
Yeah, for sure they have. And, well, you don't have the best of buys coming through. You've got a couple of upgraded pistols here or there. You're hoping for a pick or 2. Doesn't seem like it's going to happen at all. Bomb getting dropped right out into the open. Lollipop 21k. A guy that I want to say for years now has always been known as the hard hitter for Nemiga. A player that I think a lot of people have even sort of said is one of CIS greats.
I mean, arguably so. He hasn't really hit those highest levels of the CIS scene, though. One argument against that particular point, but he's been pretty reputable in all the squads he's been part of. Nemiga, good job back in the day.
Yeah.
Always been a very respectable player in that kind of sense. Unfortunately, not able to command too much respect to give up the round on the part of Trasko. 3-1, buys in the AK as the Galil out for Joe. The first gun round can come through for Nemiga.
Now this is a chance for them to start setting pace on Mirage and starting to bounce back quite quickly. Money being farmed up fantastically for the CT forces. Missed window smoke out for the T side. I mean, stuff like this can't just be happening.
Smoke in, nades up, damage should be done. Joe tagged to 95 points of HP. Toxic and Donico start moving forward here out into the palace position, trying to aggress in against Nemiga. Try something new against this T-side line.
Yeah, Wonderful's not hearing a massive amount of info in connector or out in mid itself, other than just some of the utility. It could get overwhelmed quite quickly. In terms of a crossfire, he does have the FAMAS on the site out in default that can help him.
And the full take swing sees Box, and Lear walks right into the cross as well. Toxic turns up with the FAMAS, finds Joe. The bomb dropped, smoke in. Idis bounce to try facing against Wonderful, catches that player. Reface back at the FAMAS, does get killed off all the same, actually. Idis balance with assistance from Lollipop. But Donico still sitting up here in Palace. Will they check it? I don't even know if they can do. Are they aware of the position? Sprays forward of the connector control instead. Foster gets his kill. Donico swings out against Lollipop. Correct timing to catch him, and that AK saved him in the second round. Comes back to end of the 5th round. Trasko with a 4-1 score.
Okay, these guys are showing up, and honestly, they're a team that sort of slipped under the radar for most people. They were in ESEA Open in Season 37, got that promotion all the way up to main, looking to try and make advance, being 2nd in the regular season. And even in some of the other victories, they've taken wins over Copenhagen Flames, Nexus, EC Brugge. They've played Nemiga only quite recently, had a difficult time in that best of 3. They've come out to Mirage, and they're playing with a lot of energy.
Mirage was not one of the maps that were played out in that respect. Vertigo and Inferno were played out in that best of 3 series. Won't see either of those 2 maps here. Mirage Overpass Nuke will be the maps played in this one. Mirage did have a couple of good results as well for Trasko. You mentioned how that Nexus series was played against them. They did lose that in a 16-10 fashion. I think Mirage is still a respectable map for Nexus, though, so it's kind of understandable.
It had a decent T-side on that Mirage as well of 8 rounds. So I wonder how much they can really start building up on their CT bases before they move in. And Nemiga Gaming just starting to work out their mid default, boost a player up into window. Eyes are being watched from Toxic.
His eyes locked on. Burst fire, catches Lear, nice and easy. Looks back in the sniper nest, thinking that Joe could have probably faced forward. Did see that player exiting out of jungle, but the footsteps being made still gives up the information, but gets the kills back onto Joe. Donico firing back, getting 2 frags to his name. Deagle of Idis Balance being the last player left as Wonderful finds Lollipop. And yeah, simple stuff again for Trasko to really gain control of this one. Guns are back in. Idis Balance does get that AK removed from play from Donico's part. Grab an M4 to try work back in the bomb plant, but also got to look towards short. There's a player inbound. Escapes these Aya, and Idis Balance 20 seconds to the rotate.
Yeah, it's all just going to come down to time, and, well, Foster's going to have an easy kill. Could have his knife out. M4 going to swing in and make himself a 4 kill. Trasko get up to 5. Nemiga slow to start here on T-side. I haven't really seen the individuals popping off just yet. Unfortunate not to get a bomb plant in that situation. IEM picking up the AWP, and he's one of those AWPers where I think got a lot of slack towards his back-end time of spirit of just inconsistent behavior. Even joining up with Nemiga when he came in April this year. Didn't have the best of performances, but my goodness, Jay, out of the play break, he has been incredible.
Speaking of incredible, Donaco on 11 kills this early into the matchup. Box frags onto him though, removes him from play. Sees wonderful shoulder. AWP versus AK. Box will fire back, try look for that individual tap forward to the headshot of 5 versus 3. So Nemiga finally can force the issue out. Some confidence coming in against Trasko. Not the best of starts, but now the guns are in and Trasko are out.
Oh, here we go. This is what we've come for. Nemiga just all over them. We see out from ramp the way that Wonderful is not able to get that trade back, missing that AWP shot, and it creates an opportunity for Box to work with, get a 5-on-3, start drawing the distraction over to that ramp position, and even Lear gets involved. AWP cuts off one of the rotates from that short position. Just a well-played round overall in the default for Nemiga.
Effective and efficient. Really, really solid stuff from the T side right there. Leave that second on their board. The lollipop gets caught back by Foster. Smoke back out to the market doorway as Foster tries to control on the entry doorway. Sees Joe, burst fire, second shot. 20 points of HP. And probably nothing left here in this particular round. Just got to keep that weapon in. It's still getting hunted by Nemiga, who are running out of cash, so don't want to concede any more casualties here. And I think Foster's going to be safe as a result.
Yeah, hold on to it. It doesn't make the biggest of differences really for the city side because there is so much money being built up. It's always nice to be able to hold on to a weapon rather than being hunted. A wonderful, the youngster, the 16-year-old to come through for Trasko. Had moments of glory when he was playing over on that Majesty side and Project X. I got to show sort of what he can perform at. And I'm sure that him getting to an RMR would be a goal to get checked off. Again, 16, so young.
So many young players coming through the ranks these days. It impresses me.
Yeah.
And again, what an achievement that would be, able to get up to that RMR. It probably won't lead towards a major, unfortunately. The most unlikely turn of events if it was able to do so. But hey, you were competing on the major cycle and you got so far as to get to an 80 event, so that's a positive. Little feather in your cap, if you will. Smokes down, suppression involved, Trasko. Still playing against a very passive Nemiga default here. Just out in mid control. That's the extent of the entire aggression.
They're giving him a lot of respect in mid for the Trasko side. They're not peeking forward, getting that AWP in connector at all. It's more so out towards CT and aggressive ramp these last couple of rounds. Toxic getting re-smoked, just waiting for the gap in the light to see if anyone will boost forward. Nemiga could be setting themselves up for a B split or A split. They've got so many opportunities with the lurk in underpass and out from Palace.
Lear walks in, Toxic puts a nade out, trying to get those players to drop out the boost spot position. Still suspecting they might go for a boost up. Donaco is aggressed out towards ramp, and Lear can deal with him. Very effective. Sights open, bomb can be secured. This might already be a safe call for Trasko.
It could be if they don't get a pick back quickly. 2 players out to CT, bomb plant going down. Lear even looking up to CT. He could be on for a multi-frag.
Temple's watching in from short angle as well. I think Joe spotted him. He has seen him now. Will take that fight and Temple will lose out. So all after these 3 CTs back at CT spawn, and they realise with their lurker gone, with that offsite anchor being removed from play, just them left to save. Vitus Bound's going to cut them off with AWP, in fact. So Toxic might even just go down here. The other 2 CTs smartly waiting to spawn. This will be a third back for Nemiga.
Might go hunting into CT. Ball just comes down to the angle. Decent damage being done onto Wonderful. And no HE to go sailing over into that CT position, so they should be able to hold on to the rifles. A third coming through for Nemiga. And Lear, for the new bloke, he's actually putting on some good performances. He's getting some decent opening kills. Out from that connector position, seems to be finding a lot of success.
Third up to the board on Nemiga. Trasko reinvesting, of course, into the guns back for round 9. AWP in on Wonderful. M4s across everybody else. The incendiaries. Flashes out as standard into that mid default is where Toxic wants to take face in. The AWP Playing out towards the apartments, though. Looking for that first engagement. Does get forced off angle. Temple just waiting back at short. Incendiary down to 75 for Joe. 74 and Wonderful. Even starts from both sides. No kills.
We're seeing some more intent of eyes on mid. Just try to see if Toxic can see anything at all. HE comes forward. Idis Balance is in a great position to catch him off as a timing repositioning back. Oh, that was close.
Not quite on, though. Idis Balance going to go ahead and rejoin his teammates. The mid default has been collapsed upon by Nemiga. Still not much aggression from Trasko to really gain it back. They've been wanting to avoid mid as much as possible, really. Got Toxic held out towards Connector to try and deal with the likes of Lear. They've got a man back at Dark. They see the feet. And a spray through gets that opening frag. Now the execution's got to come in. Toxic evades the bullets coming out of Palace. Is going to rest a lot on Doneco. Playing in Dark quite a lot here. Nemiga might have the read on this. The Molotov will force him out. Body block heard. Spray through. Gets his kill on Joel. Toxic comes up with another good frag. Idis Balance forced away as Box can finally get a trade in. The first frag for Nemiga in this round. We're going to grab that bomb. Get it back to the site. A 4 versus 2 still for Trasko. And Toxic still close range here at the stairs. Swings out as the other CT players also faces in as well. Idis Balance with a 1 versus 4 scenario. Smokes down. Shots not connecting. No time left for him. I think he's over.
They're going to start pushing forward out from this dribble position. Got to be careful about how they give up these individual duels. Toxic going wide out from the stairs position. And what a hold to come through from Toxic and Doneco. Yeah, the underback player only gets 1 kill. When you get mollied, you're pretty much dead. You swing out to the open, you're trying to take a fight, wins that onto Joe out from the Tetris area, and just Toxic being able to read the play from Connector, transfer his attention back over to the A site out from Ramp and Palace, and just continue doing a hell of a lot of damage.
Give that 6th back to Trasko, trying to re-establish themselves back in a confident position for the lead, and now the Orb of Wonderful starts to lean in towards Connector. Instant resistance from the Molotov, though. It just forces him back. He doesn't even really want to stick around. Again, so careful towards mid, so passive towards mid. It's very rare you see a CT side that wants nothing to do with mid control Mirage.
Yeah, right about that. And even for an AWP, you always see them in jungle, top con, window. Wonderful. This is the first time he's actually doing so. He's been very passive out to that CT line. Nemiga taking mass numbers into Connector. Very silent.
Rotating back to passive, deep in the A site. Just look at how far away they are. I'm not sure whether I like this style of play here from Trasko. Mid is such an important part of the map, and Nemiga, and they're going to exploit that here. Go in towards mid, get the info on where the AWP is, start the rotation out towards apartments, knowing that there's no directive resistance from the big green. Deal with M4s on Foster and Temple. Foster here set towards the balcony, Temple back over at the market entrance. 45 seconds here, Nemiga, Molotov in their way in, flashing their way out. Foster watching, Lear tagged heavy, still gets a kill in alongside Doneco with his assistance. Joe is trailing as Temple responds towards another. 2 left here on the T side line. Box to exit out, get the bomb plant in. Temple with a face out, catches Box off guard. Lollipop leans around the corner as well. Should find a 2-pronged attack and a flank in that gets that kill together. Can't see the next player though, the bomb's got to go down.
There is one backstab and a couple of CTs coming out from market. It all just comes down to these next couple of picks. And for Toxic, can he catch them off guard after Mirage? He misses his chance and gets traded straight away.
So the backstab removed, all left of these market players. Incendiaries on will indicate where both of them are at now, so Lollipop can extend. Crucial info going up to Trasko as he falls back. It's wonderful. Last man, AWP versus 2. Knows where Box is, has an inkling as where Lollipop is, but can't isolate an angle on either individual. Nemiga lash their way back out to try to go for the hunt here. Cross back into position. Wonderful will get that 1 frag, but time is way too low. He can't get the retake, even if we've tried. Box will also lose his life, but this round goes the way of Nemiga.
Jeez, what a recovery. When you think about the map control they gained, they got Idis Balance up into ladder, they're executing out from the apartments, getting that early trade from Joe out from the balcony player. You're thinking to yourself, oh, they're going to overwhelm the site pretty easily. And then things just get very awkward very quickly, and Lollipop 21k has a sick sequence. Just the way that he capitalizes on that missed chance. As soon as Box goes to bench and those bullets gets fired, Lollipop's like, yeah, mate, you're done. There's no way you're fighting a pick now.
Nemiga barely getting away with that one. Wonderful aggressing out towards this connector control. Finally trying to get some connector and mid presence. Box was tagged up early. Nades on the Lollipop period. Also gets tagged up as well. Toxic will drop Doneco. Can find a trade back meanwhile. Box is already in stairs, and Wonderful has no idea. He's about to get his head taken clean off. Easy as that for the 4-on-3. The bomb's yet to commit, though. It's all the way back at spawn. Nemiga have the A site.
That's okay to leave the bomb as passive as it is, because it just starts working the rotations. You've got the man advantage, so much time. They know that their CT still out from this short position, and it could come down to just a flash over the top out to CT. IDisbalance has got the angle. He's just waiting for the peak.
Watching down towards the CT spawn, Donaco. Ready to receive them coming out of the ramp control. They will just get this bomb plant in. Foster gets an SMG frag. The M4 burst fire gets the wall bang. IDisbalance can respond with a similar shot of his own. Got to grab that bomb and plant it, though, and it's safe to go back towards CT, and that's what he'll do. Retake on for Trasko.
Box needs to win this fight. Needs to get the advantage. Timing doesn't go his way. IDisbalance to clutch.
Flashbang. Turned away from. Shot in. Does not find the kill. Temple finds his pick back, and the defuse for Trasko will come forward as they extend their lead back up to 7.
I wonder if that was just because it was maybe a part of the barrels that it didn't quite find the connection, because that shot was very close onto the CT player, trying to see if he can isolate those 1v1s. Trasko up to 7, and for them, they haven't been able to find a massive amount of success in terms of how the rounds are being played. In terms of the damage and the scoreline, they're doing very well.
Again, to highlight, Trasko's better half is the T side line. So for them, the fact that they're doing well here on CT side, heavy encouragement for what could be up for them in the second half. They can get the 8th round. That could be enough for them already. Donaco caught by Box, trying to turn 180 in towards Toxic, but Toxic with a responsive gets his second kill. IDisbalance responds to a 3 versus 3, and the AWP forced back by the smoke. Nemiga on the half bite will have the bomb site.
Just plant safe. Don't go out to that short position, because they've been spammed up there so many times in the past. And for Trasko, they are so out of the bomb site itself. It's going to take some time for them to get into retaking positions.
Shot on Wonderful finds Joe. 2 left standing. The flank still coming in for IDisbalance as the CT start charging their way up towards Connector. If they're suppressed by Lear, then that could still set up this backstab to be worth something. But Trasko have got to act quick, and they've got to get outside of the eye of that short presence. Smokes on. IDisbalance has gotten here, though. Snuck up very quick. Sees the first man. Gets his headshot. Sees the second player. In the midst of the smoke. He's got to spam for it. Got to get this kill in. Temple holds his own, and he holds the defuse. This allows the chance for Nemiga to steal the round back. Get all those picks together. Still lose 3 players, though. Casualties were taken by the CT side.
And they were. And it just comes to getting the smoke onto the bomb, getting the defuse, and just hope you don't get spammed. For a moment, you feel as if those Deagle bullets are going to be able to find the connections. Not quite. An 8th coming through. And, well, the Ukrainians are putting on a decent show here on the CT side of Mirage. How much closer to double digits can they really take it in the first, at least? Nemiga, individuals. Kill distribution looks good. We're not really seeing a lot of star performances from them, though.
Flashes in towards that A site. Toxic watching Lear. Try to boost up into that market window. Foster with the M4 backed out towards the apartment's entrance, trying to look in against the likes of Joe, but he's not taking face. They're just sat in the midst of these smokes. They're sat behind enemy lines and waiting for Trasko to make a mistake, trying to gather information, and they decide that B is the right call.
And they've given really no information up that this is going to be a B split. Lear finally getting jiggle peeked in by the City side. They know what's going on. The rotation out from City Spawn still late by the AWP.
Right, pop flash off the van, but no one gets blinded by it for Nemiga. They can get the kill in on Temple. Foster can't hold off. Barely even any damage done to Joe out of the gate. Kill found on him, a 5 versus 3 in box. And the wraparound against Wonderful. Get an exit frag, drop the AWP, and drop the round.
Trasko, it's what I am seeing from them is individually they're up to par. They're striking well. It's just some of these mid rounds where there's just so many gaps in the defense, and for Nemiga they can exploit it. The way that Box is able to sneak into jungle and they've got absolutely no idea just isn't acceptable. And for Trasko, they need to find some sort of way they can tighten their defenses and not allow as many holes to be found.
It's a good one up for Nemiga. Trying to make it within 7, and they can't win the half. anymore, but they can still make it close. And if they can make it close, they can still hold some presence going into the CT side. Force buy status as well for Trasko, so there's a real good chance that they can make this a force buy into round 15.
It's funny too in terms of the veto, because Mirage normally gets insta-banned out from Trasko. They don't play Mirage. The only reason that it got floated through is because they banned Inferno, which in the last head-to-head, Nemiga picked into and had a very good performance. So Trasko say, well, we don't want to play Inferno, so even going to Mirage, they don't really play this map.
And they're playing it pretty well for a team that don't play this map. Won the CT half, and again, most of their stats are available on the T side line. Like a round balance of like 75% to the favor of the T half. This is their one opportunity here to really take control of this series against the likes of Nemiga. Temple will find Box on one good trade back. 2 casualties already sustained by the CT side, and even more will start pouring in. Joe finds him, wonderful one, Donico. They've got to save here. There's just no money to rebuy.
No, not at all. Hold on to what you've got. Even struggled to get a buy together going into the next, the last of the half. And kind of leaning back to that whole sort of T-round perspective, I think, I don't want to say it's a red herring, I can't encourage that sort of nature going into this game, only because we've seen 2 officials in Mirage. If it was 5 officials, if it was 6, 7, if it was a decent amount, the distribution of maps played on Mirage is so little for Trasko that we don't know the common knowledge in terms of the splits.
The mod we do have indicates this one probably could go down to a single round differential going into the second half. And the force buy, of course, will come in for Trasko with dropped weapons and whatever they can afford, whatever they can possibly get out of here. SMG, Deagle, 3 main rifles, 2 M4s, 1 AK. And of course the full gambit of weapons for Nemiga. Into round 15, the last of the half.
And Nemiga are just going to try and keep it tight. Just move into their CT bases, knowing that they've kept it as close as they can. Trasko, they're going to boost up on the short position. Haven't seen this before.
Oh, what a flick for Idis. Balance almost caught that second player. Lear steals it. And Foster, SMG, and Deagle held back towards the default plant position. Sees where Joe is. Shoulder bait. She'd shot on a headshot. And that's round done here for Trasko. 2v5, so they got to go for the retake. But even Box is suppressing back a connector. Kill found at the first. Toxic left alone to fall. And fall they will. A perfect ending to the half for Nemiga as we head to the break.
Our faith was left out in the open. Saw the fear in your eyes.
Definitely didn't expect Trasko to be this high up the field, but here they are on a map they don't even play. 8-7 in the lead against Nemiga, and going into the T-side half where the pistol round is going live. Dweg having a little bit of faith in this side, and now again with their T-half being historically their favoured side, this could well be a decent showing from them. Fast into that A-bomb site, wanting to get that pistol down effective immediately. Just bounce on the rotations, box already gets caught off guard by Donico. Great kill to open up, bomb goes down.
Just defense is very light here on the A side. Lollipop 21k gonna get health boosted up to this CT position. Does land the frag. There is a backstab coming out from T-Spawn, and I just want to get the pick.
Wonderful gets his shot in against Joe. 3 versus 3. They got that frag back against that T-Spawn player, so they have the information of what's coming in here for Trasko. Lear loses a teammate. Lollipop has fallen. Him and Itis Balance coming in. Nice balance out towards that mid control. Donico spotted, looking back up towards that Palace position. Itis Balance makes a lot of noise throughout that corner. Sees where Foster is. Foster gets his kill, and Lear's now left out of the round, out of time at this stage. Tagged up and taken down by Wonderful as Trasko find the pistol.
Oh, well played to come through from Wonderful and Donico. Just the way that they explode up onto the A side. Even with that pick being found on the backstab, you think for a moment there that the situation looks pretty decent for Nemiga. And then Wonderful with the P250 in Palace just does so much damage. Get the rifles forward. They're not even going for any SMGs. Rifles in for everybody of those AKs and the Galils. And for Nemiga, it's a back foot approach again, and this is where they've been pretty much the entire Mirage. They've never had a lead, and they've never led from the front.
Yeah, Trasko have always been on top here. They've always had that advantage. They've always had the rounds in their favour. Nemiga have struggled to catch up and take over. It's their big chance to get the pistol and then convert it, and now they've got to steal the conversions back and then find another force buy off the back of that. Trasko in with all the cards in their hand. Very slow default as a result of it. They know that they can take their time.
Yeah, the info gathering for Lollipop 21k, not hearing any of the footsteps or utility out from the ramp position itself. Heavy B stack for Nemiga. This is a slight risk.
Jump face from Lear. Hoping for contact out into the apartments, but so far seeing nothing. Foster can't see where Joe is either. Feet make the difference between contact and otherwise. 40 seconds to the clock. Box with a scope in, the scout out, set and ready to find a headshot. Does find Temple. All important pick back. Is there anything more in this connected position? Foster's going to get up the ghost on that one, but gets his kill together. Lollipop's SMG finds a pick. It's a 4v3 for Nemiga.
And they've still got Joe that could peek in from the short position. Things look very decent for the CT side. Starting to rotate forward. The Deagle even doing damage. It's pulling time. There's not a lot of it.
A bomb plant to be secured. Incendiary is going a little bit too far off position. And Toxic will find Lollipop. Lear gets Wonderful to respond. Toxic with a double up. 2v2. And Lear trying to work in. Trying to find this player back at Dark. Knows that he's missed his window opportunity. Toxic can actually use that reload time to get back over towards Sandwich and completely bait Lear into a different game entirely. Time's ticking. There are no kits for Nemiga here. Galil faces, gets his kill back. And Joe, the unknown entity, is the last entity left for the CT side. He's got to fall back and save the Kevlar. Maybe get an exit. Maybe get 2. But the round is impossible.
Joe was quite hesitant of rotating in from marker and sort of second-guessed himself, went back into short, just wasted further time. Picks up the Galil, so there's certain more firepower to work with going to the next round. This is very worrying, though. When you have a look at some of the victories that have come through recently for Nemiga, yeah, they've had some losses to Touch the Crown and Frintropic. They've also had wins over Spirit Academy, Unique, Skade, out of the player break. They've had some good results on Mirage. And knowing that going into Overpass is 9-0 for Trasko, yeah, they are playing lower-end competition, so you can skew the numbers ever so slightly. They are a strong Overpass team, so for Nemiga, they can't afford to drop the ball on Mirage.
Setting themselves in for the A hit, the set piece for Trasko. Deal with these upgrade pistols, deal with this Galil here. A bit of a stack in for Nemiga Gaming. 4 players in total out of this position. Molotov's up against Itis Balance. Forcing back on the ladder. Take some damage and re-peak, so the information will get given up towards the T side line of things. Only a USP on his part. The Galila Joe's going to be that next main concern. They don't even check out his balance. Allows him to get a kill alongside Joe. So Trasko making similar mistakes to Nemiga. As Donico finds a Mac 10 frag and it'll all be left towards box.
Who threw that CT smoke? I want to know. I want his name. What's going on there? God, this round could still come in for further damage. P250. Jeez, they're so low, aren't they, Jay? They'll peek in together, so finally they get that last kill. That was very worrying for a moment when you think about the low HP players and just how much damage could come in.
Yeah, a number of mistakes across that board there on Trasko, but if you give me 4 minutes, I can find out exactly who threw that CT smoke.
Let's just rip in. It's time.
So hit me up in round 21 and I'll give you some information, but...
Honestly, by 4 minutes, Jay, this could be over.
I don't know about that one, Chief.
Yeah.
Trasko played a very slow kind of game.
Yeah, okay.
This one has been a very, very careful affair from them. Lollipop, however, anything but so aggressive and straight into the hands of Wonderful and Toxic. Should have been traded, but he gets 2 kills, barely even scathed here.
We need playmakers, and that's what Nemiga have been able to do. Get Lollipop, solo play, out from ramp, he's going to get you 2. And from there, 5-on-3 advantage. Okay, don't need any further aggressive duels. Window smoke or top mid smoke comes through from Trasko, seem to go their way out to the B side. And honestly, if they deal with Joe, they can get a bomb down.
Look at the window position, did not see Temple, hasn't seen much here from the T side line. Eyes are set with Molotovs at the ready. Still not seeing the player over at jail. Foster does get tagged up. 17 points of health for him. Utility down with the flashes going over. They've got all sorts of CTs here and there on the site. Out of bounds going to be the next main concern. Temple drops in. Joe gets his kill. Doubling up. Donico did find a response on Ida's balance, but you'll get no more than that. Joe with the triple. Easy pickings for Nemiga there.
Now, that was just a simple round, and individuals being able to work off each other well. We see that the AWP of Ida's Balance playing out for Market lands a tag shot onto Foster, gets him down low, and then being able to clear out jail when you don't have a crazy amount of support in terms of utility, it's going to be difficult. You can't exactly get a molly there forward, so it's just going to have to come down to the dry faces and the wide swings, and they do a decent job of putting themselves in the right positions, just not a massive amount of damage being done. Even the buyback doesn't look that great.
Flash forward, Donico. Tanking an A, tanking some Molotov damage, but still gets the kill on Lollipop, blind behind a smoke. Start out, damage can be easily traded by Box, but Donico makes it a double up anyway, and the AUG of Ida's Balance can't really do much of his own accord. Finally, a trade is involved against Donico, and fires on Temple's head at the perfect timing. Headshots will roll, and the bomb plant will be secured.
Oh, there's a way back in now with Nemiga. Trasko with a 2-man advantage, Foster getting traded, and it comes down to Wonderful and Toxic to get things together.
HP advantage for Trasko, barely. Toxic getting Molotov forward by Joe. AK will take face of the smoke, clears, and he gets his shot in. Wonderful now. Set back towards ramp. Smokes on towards Palace. Bomb is not exactly in the open for him either. He's got to take face in directly. Takes that kill back. Tap on the bomb once. Forced on the reload here as Joe does get forced off himself on the defuse. Spray through. Gets his kill and gets Trasko a 12th round.
Great stuff in from Wonderful, just to be able to draw the attention, realize he's off the bomb, then knows that he's spotted, gets back onto the bomb itself and just sprays through that smoke. And Donico is probably thanking his teammates in that one, because honestly, that round should have just been his. He got a 5-on-3, you're thinking to yourself, oh, this isn't actually going that well, and Wonderful's able to clutch it together. Nemiga doing a good job out from CT Spawn on that retake to bring the advantages back, just not get the round together. And now for Nemiga, yeah, they're going to get the AWP out for Ida's Balance. We really haven't seen a lot from him, which is surprising because he's a great AWPer on Mirage, and he's only on 11 kills.
Pleasant surprises on the T side half. Donico was on 21. Top fragger in for Trasko. He's surpassing everyone in server by looking just amazing so far. It really has been a discovery. I wasn't sure what to make of this team coming into this. I only knew of Toxic from previous squads. But here at Trasko fielding their new upstart. He's going to lead the charge in towards the A site again, this time via connector.
Trasko might not be able to face any sort of resistance. Ida's Balance needs to be careful if he continues looking into Con, only because he doesn't have the information on what's happening out in Palace and Ramp.
60 seconds remain. Smokes on over at the short control keeps the pressure involved against Trasko, but they're all coming in from the apartments. Player to be concerned of is Foster, as Lear sees one man over in Apps, might bait in that short player to think about rotations. The Molotov's going to come in, and Foster got to strike at the right time. He gets Joe. All-important frag. Connector's covered off by another T-side body, as Lear expects them to be coming in alongside Box here in the back of the site. Foster gets caught. Backstab can start to come in from Donico as the bomb plant could be secured here. I say that, and Lear gets both the kills on the site, and now Toxic and Donico got to work with this 20 seconds. Time's running too far short. IEM Balance finds Donico, and Toxic, he's left out of the round right here. 1v3, he'll spray through on Lear, but 10 seconds to pick the bomb back up and plant it and get the CTs fended off. Lollipop gives him no time and no chance.
That's a great read for Nemiga in that round, to leave IEM Balance to wait for the lurk setup, and even with that, the crossfire being set. Notice how the jail player is slightly wider, doesn't peek on the contact. Instead, it's a bait play. Allow Box to draw as much of the attention over as possible, and then allow the MP9 to strike with a couple of kills. Nemiga rotating players quickly over to the B side. And Trasko now even in a buy state themselves. It just seems like the buys are getting worse and worse as these rounds go on.
Yeah, the damage coming into the economy state is starting to hinder them. I mean, on a T side, you expect them to have some bomb plants, but the fact that they've lost their rounds without bomb plants, it's back to bite them here with the Deagles on most individuals. A Mac 10 and a Scout. Not great for Trasko here.
And Nemiga have to try and win this out, keeping as many players alive as possible. Even for Nemiga, we're seeing slight further intent on keeping eyes out from mid. Even Box is just waiting for that short grab, peeking forward with a flash over the top, easy picks, and a couple of players just fall so quickly.
Nice and effective 5v3. Scout looking up into the apartments, hoping for something else here on the T side line. He's got two teammates right behind him. Joe, the M4, Lear waiting with the other M4. Crossfire looks out towards Apps. They see them all. Rotation should get called in. When they check Lear, Temple will look back towards Joe first and foremost, who gets two headshots lined up. And now wonderful in a 1 versus 5. Gotta go down to get the money bonus, I want to say. Scout might be useless towards Trasko, might be useless towards Nemiga. It might as well try and give it a shot, see if we can get a bomb plant in. But with this economy now broken, this is the opportunity that Nemiga needed to get back into this game for their 10th to the board. Betting out the AWP scope, but again, Joe just firing straight forward through the smoke. Triple up for him, what a hold.
I asked you, Jay, would you be annoyed being Lear? You're in the right position, you got Joe as the bait, and then he steals all your kills!
I mean,
it wins the round.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, kind of works. So I wouldn't be too miffed, honestly, so...
Yeah, alright, he's more of a team player.
Yeah. If it works, it gets the round, then that's more than fine. And I think that, honestly, right now, Nemiga do need those rounds again. They've been on the back foot for the entire time. This is their next opportunity to try and bring it back. Trasko going to try and go for the waterfall out of Palace. Flashes over Lollipop. Caught blinded off Donico. And Foster still running to his spray. 2k, bomb dropped. Round over already.
Well, it was a nice idea, wasn't it? You get a couple of blocks in forward to bait, you get the Deagle to hopefully get all the trade kills, you open up the A site, you get a bomb plant. In theory, that's what you're hoping for. That doesn't quite happen. Decent flash over the top, held quite well for Nemiga. And this distance, in terms of the deficit, is really starting to close. It's only 1 to the difference now.
But the next round's going to be guns here for Trasko, so... AKs. Khalil out for wonderful. Rifles into the T-side line. Nemiga, no. Even though they might stand to equalize right here, they've got to go head first and deal with every player from Trasko. IEM Balance, great shot on Donico. Kicks things off. You mentioned him being a little bit quiet so far in this matchup, and he's found that first pick. Temple can't get the trade on Box, though. 13 HP. He maintains his life.
He's a lucky man. He should have been a dead goner straight away. When you make a play like that, you're exposed as open as he was. No flash over the top. And even Lollipop 21k, now his teammate's low. He's gone into connector to keep eyes on mid.
And for leaning up, Box backing away. Keeping the rifle in position as Trasko start the rotations up and over into the apartments. Going to go for the Apps play towards B site. Again, it's Joe and Lear as the two defenders of the site.
They've got some decent utility between them. They've got the incendiary for Joe and the smoke for Lear. So depending on how slow this clock really gets low, Trasko might just be playing with themselves.
Incendiary's on, smoke's suppressed. Joe going to keep his eyes set on, but still can't see anybody else. Lear swinging forward as Joe readjusts. 5 on 4, Trasko had position. Temple catching off so much damage, getting 2 players lined up. Joe's very low as well. Easy pickings for the T side. If he can get the bomb to drop, that could be enough for him. He sees the headshot angle, just catches Temple. Back to a 3v2 and still hunting for the players over at short. Wonderful gets his 2 picks back, and I balance now. Left to try and deny the bomb plant. Toxic to plot pretty far in the open, actually open towards short. Covered off from Trasko. And the Orpa with no kit for this retake. Can't see anyone.
He's just waiting for a peek. He's waiting for a sound cue, and no one is peeking at all. This is really well played in the 2v1 so far for the T's.
And hear him coming out. Toxic tries the headshot. Balance goes a little bit too far. It will be Trasko with that 13th. They do defend their lead against Nemiga for now, but the money bill from the CT side means that guns are back out again.
Nemiga, they've been making some really good calls on the city side. Notice how all they do is put an incendiary down to the apartments. Jo and Lear is trying to get the crossfire together. They've even rotated box over to that B side. They played 3 on B, and it was without Temple's double kills as an entry. I don't think that round is theirs.
He was the saviour of the round in that respect, and he might become the victim of this one. Nade in, not quite finding the kill after the grave. Balance falling pretty early in this one, and they still can't find Temple. They know he was tagged, but he gets away alive.
They're unlucky that none of those HEs actually get placed correctly. You can see the way that they're trying to set Balance up for an aggressive peek into apps, gets that leg shot and just can't follow up with a kill. Smoke's now going down to the top of con and window position. Rotate's coming back over to the A side. This is a complete gamble for Nemiga.
Minute 2 of the clock. Box swings in, looks for Donaco, looks for contact. Foster gets his kill. 2 to line up for Box, but he can't get the kills themselves. Just damage done to Foster and Temple. Finally, the Orpa Joe can strike, and Lear is backed up towards Dark. Will they check in? They're going to assume it's pretty clear here with that Orpa already revealing his position. So 3 on 2, smoke to cover off. Time starting to tick away from the T side line, and the Orp peeks it on Temple. Finally brings it back to evens. Nemiga could still hold their chances in this round. Toxic got to dive down a Dark, deal with a CT player that's there, but creeping in towards Lear. Gives up the frag, and Wonderful going for a long flank. There's 30 seconds. He hasn't got time.
What's going on there, though? They've got a peek on each other's contact. Wonderful's still trying to get set up for the backstab, and instead he's lost his teammate. Now got to try and clutch again. We've seen him in these kind of positions in the past. This is tough. He's just going to save. He realizes now, without a pick coming through, it's just not going to happen. And Trasko, that round is theirs. I don't know how you lose that. You get the first pick out from apps. You get both players out in ramp. That's what, a 5v2 advantage? Come on.
Oh boy. Not a great round from Trasko, honestly. And Nemiga are allowed to continue stacking up. Of course, the round 1 followed up by another conversion to the CT side. The half buy is the best that they can afford here. The loss bonus might not even be able to get them a full gun round involved for round 27. Got the Eagles and P250s at least as a consolation prize. But up against the full rivals, Nemiga have control.
Yeah, great to see Joe being able to find some impact with the AWP. We know that he doesn't mind picking it up from time to time when economy's good, which hasn't really been on Mirage. And just taking that off of Balance and being able to do some decent damage with it. Even an aggressive crossfire out for mid. We haven't seen either team do this entire map.
The Eagles facing in. Facing against Box and Joe. Trying to look for some CT presence, but so far so little gain. Trasko hunting for any opportunity that they can, and Forrester can actually open up towards that B side. Try to look for a second kill back here. Unfortunately, only that one casualty is all that they'll get. 2 for 1 of the trades back, nades involved. Kill on Temple, not quite as easy as it looks like for Lollipop. So 3v3, they can get the cross here, the bomb can go down, but they've got this such a great crossfire set for the CT side.
Maybe expecting a molly. That was really unnecessary for him to peek forward in that sort of angle when they've got the crossfire and 2 players in from jungle. 3v3, it all just comes down to the next pick, and well, Temple falls. NMP, great shot coming through from Midas Bounce. He's been pretty decent with those vertical picks.
Wonderful, not quite as fantastic on the horizontal picks. Joe gets his double up, and Nemiga now find us evens at 13 apiece. Trasko. Again, now with the guns involved for round 27, but even then, there's still some players that can't fully afford. Of course, Wonderful is the most obvious example of that. Donico is going to get a couple of pieces of utility out. Deagle in for Wonderful's part. It's not a great buy, and Nemiga could actually find themselves up on map point first.
And then they get the double AWPs forward. Jo is a great hybrid AWPer for this team. And in a position where Trasko, they've got pressure on. Box thinking about making an aggressive move. Molly doesn't quite go out to that connected position. Nade into ramp is great onto Toxic.
Less than half on his HP numbers. Box going to lean up with the M4. Molotov, head of the smoke. Not going to get any information or damage done to the CT side. Trasko going to continue playing out the mid default. It's Idis Bounce aggressors in Palace, and there's only really one player on this A half default for Trasko. Out towards that round position for Toxic. Smokes on towards the connector position. The T's are going to form up.
Well, rather than letting the AWP walk forward, let the rifle do it. Get Idis Bounce back into the site, and Box even peeks as soon as that smoke clears. That's going to start drawing attention over. The set piece on A might be coming through in terms of a split. They don't know about the Palace player.
Smoke starting to clear. They're seeing that second and third player. Idis Balance, shots on. Oh, just saw attempts to do so towards Toxic. Doesn't quite get it successfully, though. Lollipop, meanwhile, up in Palace still. The T's keeping their eyes on it just in case here. They're checking dark. Is anyone going to extend so far as to go towards that Palace entrance, though? Bomb plant can't be secured out here. Got to go behind danger. Box's chance to swing out and deny it alongside Lollipop. AWP in the hands of the man on site. Toxic burst fired upon. Wonderful goes down. Box, Joe, and Lollipop find their kills in the right times at the right places and gain the lead for Nemiga.
Even for Idis Balance, yes, it's a slight mistake of him overextending. Just congratulate everyone else on that team. The way that they played that, the way they peek off one another, the swing in from Palace. You can see that Toxic's got his eyes looked. He's got an idea that there might be an aggressive move, and even he gets punished. Jo gets the pick with the AWP. We see that all the backup arrives in time. And Trasko, honestly, Jade, they've had opportunities of getting close to closing out Mirage, and it now feels as if they've just run out of steam. Even going into round 28, they can't afford the buy-up. It has to be an eco. It has to be a half buy.
Still go back in with a set piece of the A site. Pistol execution to try and get this round together and steal one back against Nemiga. They kind of need to, else it will be map point for the CT side. Lollipop with his kill. Foster can trade it. Burst fire from Box. Will try to look for the individuals making their way back out of the site. It's a 4v4. The bomb going down here. Nemiga up for the retake.
And they've got to get this AK for some support. The flash over from CT's good. The trade comes back from Foster. A chance of being able to move forward and pick up that rifle again.
3v3, Foster low, Incendiary's on towards Firebox, not be very useful as Toxic's made his way back out. And they're looking and try to tap towards that player. They've got to get towards the diffuse very quickly. Idis Balance gets a frag in, but before Box falls, a 2-on-2 now. Resmoke's on the cross. Someone's going to get to it right now. They can't tap forward to the box itself. Face in, Deke shot on Temple, and Liz is going to hold it. Get us to map point. Damage done pretty significantly for Trasko, though, so it's not the most unsuccessful round for the T's.
You feel for them, because where else could they have planted? They couldn't have planted open for connector, because they don't have any mid-pressure. They don't have that map control. It was a set piece out from ramp, and you just want to get the bomb down. You want to get that extra bit of money. They try and get aggressive out from CT. It doesn't happen, and when that bomb is planted not for you, and you're both out in con, what can you do? Just hope that they tap it and don't stick it.
It's such an awkward post-plant position for those two individuals. Not that well thought out there by Trasko, coming in so close to stealing the round away and denying map point for Nemiga, but now they can still deny the map win. Foster, kill on Box. And take a look at the money line here for the CT side. If they lose this round, they're done. Lear, AUG in the back of the site, got to get some trades in, sees a couple players, swings back on towards 2 with support from Idis Balance, who gets traded by Wonderful, but Lear still drops the bomb, 2 kills to his name, 3 on 2 now for Nemiga, and Wonderful leaning up with the AWP, desperate to find someone on the site, Lollipop faces in, crack angle, evaded by the AWP's part. No shots connecting as Foster goes down. It's all left to Wonderful. 1v3 clutch. Finds that first player. Needs to find the next 2. Know that Lollipop somewhere on site. Must realise that Lear's somewhere around there too. Lollipop repositioning towards Van though. Wonderful might not be ready for this. Yes, he is actually 1-on-1 now. AK up against Lear. Very possible for Wonderful to get this frag. As it is in the apartments, Lear just got to hide. Wait for the sound cue. The moment Wonderful gives it up, that'll be enough for the round.
Oh, he's so low. You'd have to imagine that all it's going to take is a single bullet. Lear on the contact gives away his info, and Wonderful knows exactly what a clutch coming for. The 4K for the youngster, and the 16-year-old keeps them in Mirage.
Nothing but a wonderful round. Truly. Trasko alive and kicking into round 30. Wonderful with a clutch for the ages. That could keep them still in against Nemiga. Still on map point for the CT side. But like I said, Dwayne, look at the economy. It's a broken bye.
It really is. And Nemiga, they know better than that. 3v1 advantage, and they just give it up. Huge clutch coming through. And the T side have now got a decent chance of bringing it into OT. And with a buy like this for Nemiga, you've got to put pressure on. You've got to start making info plays and setting up Idis Balance with the orb.
Close to the end, close to decimation for the bikes of Trasko. Idis Balance shot not connecting. Molotov's instead on Temple to look into the sniper's nest on towards that scaffolding entrance over at the ladder room. Smokes in Joe. Flashing his way over as well. Temple keeping his eyes set as the resmoke on for the CT side will suppress them involved. Engaging from Foster, might have seen Box. He's tagged at 62.
Spray's coming through. He's lucky that none of those bullets are connecting to give that information away. Oh, a chance of that bomb being dropped. It doesn't quite happen.
10 HP. Toxic home in the box gives him a chance back over that top con. And he gives away that information that Lollipop's going to try and adjust to the SMG. The only automatic weapon in play here for Nemiga in 40 seconds for Trasko. They've wasted a lot of time to get up this position. Temple, all seen by Box. The AK can't win out that fight. Box now suppressed in a corner. Dink down, 9 points of HP, and a frag in from Joe actually comes up with his kill. Box can drop in turn, so it's a 4 versus 4. Donaco now going to try drawing this split in towards the B site. Joe caught back. Lear waiting to deny the bomb plot. That could be enough to win the round. Wonderful. Hit spray through. Comes up with Idis Balance to the AWP pick. 2v2. Got to reface and back his teammate up. His tournament short. Donaco. 6 seconds left. If they stay alive, they'll do enough. But the Deagle once more. The AWP once more. And Nemiga are going to steal it on the 4 spy. 16 of 14. And map 1 goes there.